Alright, so in this exercise, we're going to add ceilings and then we're going to modify the ceiling properties. So we're also going to add compound grid ceiling and modify the horizontal and vertical alignment of the ceiling grid. And in addition, we're going to sketch a new ceiling and then we're going to put some components in the ceiling and attach a wall to the ceiling. Okay, so let's do this. So right now, I'm on ground floor plan. Okay, but if you're going to play ceiling, so you need to be on the ceiling plan. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna open up ground floor. Just double click that. And then after that, from the architecture, so there's a ceiling here. So just click the ceiling tool. And then after that, here from the properties, we will be selecting GWB on metal stud. Okay, right. Now for the height, so you can change the height from height offset from level here. So let's say, for example, instead of 26, I'm gonna make that 2550. Okay, right. And then as you can see the settings here from the modify play ceiling contextual tab, so you have two options. So you have automatic ceiling and then the other one is sketch ceiling. So for this one, I'll be using automatic ceiling. And then after that, I'm going to pick this area here. So make sure it's closed. So as you can see, that's the boundary, the color red. So just pick that and that's it. Okay. So after that, so I can select here modify. So if I'm going to open this section, so let's see the ceiling, double click that, and then this is now the ceiling that we just created. So if I pick this one, it should be highlighted on our ground floor ceiling plan. There you go. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to after I selected the ceiling, I'm going to change the type of it so that we can see the pattern of our ceiling. So from compound ceiling, GWB on metal stud. So I'm going to select 600 by 600 millimeters grid. So I just click that one and there you go. Okay. And then after that, I can change the value if I want. Okay, now let me I'm just showing you that there is a ceiling there. That's the reason why I changed the type. So let me just change it back to GWB on metal stud. Okay, so now for next, so here I'm going to put another ceiling. So let's click the ceiling using automatic ceiling. So this time I'll be using 600 by 600 millimeters grid. And then I'll pick this area here. There you go. And then I select here, modify. So for this ceiling, if I select that, so I'm going to change the offset height here. So let's say I change that to 2400 millimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to open up the section again. So let's double click the section head. And then we will now see here the two ceiling that we created. The 600 by 600 millimeters grid ceiling. And then the other one, GWB on metal stud. Alright, so now let's go back to the ground floor and let's modify the ceiling grid. Okay, so let's modify the ceiling grid. So this grids here, so you can use align tool here to modify. Okay, so like for example, I want to align that here. So from the modify tab, I can select here align, and then I can select this line here, and then after that I can select this line here. There you go. So it's now align. Okay, and then I'm going to select align again. So this time the side. So I'm going to select this side here. That is where I want to align the ceiling, and then I select the grid here. And there you go. So it's now lined up. So I'm going to select here modify. Alright, so now the next thing that we will be doing is I'm going to show you how to sketch a ceiling. Okay, so so to sketch a ceiling, so let me just do it in this area here. So again, I'm going to select architecture. I will select here ceiling. Okay, and then from the ceiling panel, so instead of automatic ceiling, so I'm going to select sketch ceiling, and then from the type, I'll be using 600 by 1200 millimeters grid. So let me click that. Okay, and then here on our draw panel, so these are the tools that we can use to shape up the ceiling. Okay, so we can use the line tool, rectangle, polygon, arc, ellipse. Okay, you can also use pick walls. Okay, you can pick walls. So let's say I'm gonna use this one, pick lines. Let's click that, and then I can select the lines here. Okay, so for creating the sketch, so make sure it's close, no intersection, no overlapping. Okay, so you can use the trim extend to corner to make sure it's close, no intersection, no overlapping. Okay, or of course you can just simply use the rectangle tool here. So you can pick that corner and then this corner here. Okay, and then after that, I'll just select here finish, and there you go. Okay, so let me open up the section again. So we should now have 3 ceilings. So this is the 600 by 600, and then this is the GWB on metal stud, and then this is the 600 by 1200 millimeters grid. So now let me go back to my ground floor ceiling plan, and I'm gonna put some component here. So from the architecture component drop down, so I'll be selecting place a component. So I will select this, and then from the type here, I'll be using M-Troffer 600 by 600 parabolic, 2 lamps. Okay, so let me select that. And then this is a ceiling hosted family, so that's why if I hover my pointer outside the ceiling, outside an area that don't have ceiling, as you can see, it becomes cannot or disabled. Okay, so you need to put that in an area wherein there's a ceiling. Okay, so now I'm going to put one here. There you go, and then I select here modify. Okay, so I can select this component, and then I can press space bar like that if you want that to be rotated. And again, you can use align tool to align that to your ceiling. So let's say, for example, I want that to be aligned here. So I'll use the align tool, so modify, align tool. So I'll be aligning it here. So I align that, align again. So you click, and then you click here. There you go. And then select here modify. Okay. All right, so I can also copy this. So I select that, and then I'll copy. I'll pick the base point here, and then I place it here. And then I select here modify. There you go. Okay, and then the last thing that I'll be doing is going to my section here. I'm going to attach this wall to the bottom of that ceiling because I do not want my ceiling clashing with my I don't want my wall clashing with my ceiling here. Okay, so to do that, you can select the wall, and then you can select here attach. Okay, so attach top, and you want that to be aligned here or attached to the bottom of that ceiling. There you go. And then I select here modify. Okay, so in 3D view, I can select this probably this lighting fixture, and then hold control, I select the ceiling, and then I select selection box. There you go. Okay, so there's our ceiling. So I just adjust the bottom, and there you go. So we have this ceiling here, ceiling here, ceiling here. Okay. So that's it for this exercise. So if you have questions and suggestions, you can put it in the comment section below. And again, you can go to my website, learningwithrich.wordpress.com, if you want to avail the exact exercise file that I'm using right now. You can go to that website, or you can check out the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.